left side, gonna be the 74 Camaro kicking off Saturday eliminations and finals. Steve Yannickus, 74 Camaro out of Rising Sun, Ohio. Right side, Alex Miller. Miller, 80 Monza. A couple of those Monzas in the Miller Racing family. 7-0 the index for a hot rod eliminator. I'm sure I'm going to get made fun of online and whatnot a little bit. I got a few squeaks in the voice this morning, and surely they'll only get better. Starting line advantage for Yannickus, and both cars go dead on. Yannickus was 34 up front, dead on with an 8. Miller was 65 up front, dead on with a 7. So we'll call that a whole shot for Steve Yannickus. Moving on to round number 3. John Frank on the right side, out of Batavia, New York. 95 Mustang with Chevy power, SN95 car. Left side, Mike Maddie out of Sullivan, Ohio. The S10. Starting line advantage for Frank in the right side, and breaks out Maddie. I think Frank probably stood it on the front bumper there at the finish line, just based on that mile per hour, 91 mile an hour, 705. Fed the finish line to Maddie. By the way, Frank was 002 on the tree. So he had it there. Yeah, I watched it there on the replay. Looked like all of a sudden that Mustang front end dipped down and S10 goes by for the breakout. There was no room anyways. Frank was 002. Jordan Odoms and Joe Susek. Ouch. 86-year-old day yesterday after round 1 win and go red. Right out of the box in the morning, but that's what Jordan Odoms did in the right side by 002. Susek was 26 up front, 710 out the back. Joe Susek moving on. Again, quick rod to the back of the lanes for pairing, quick rod to the back of the lanes for pairing. We're gonna blow and go this morning. 2 rounds of Sportsman eliminations before we get into our opening ceremonies and pro eliminations, starting at 1 o'clock. Mike Walker and Thomas Coonley. Coonley in the Nova on the left side. Fields Quality Auto Machine. Right side out of Akron, Ohio. The 501 Converter Company sponsored machine of Mike Walker. That Chevelle over there on the right. From the way green. Walker with a starting line advantage is pretty large, but ouch. Goes down, takes 9 Hun to break out by 1. So Mike Walker was 16 up front to go 698. Coonley, 56 up front and gets away with 1 when Mike Walker takes too much stripe. Next pair up, Rob Sesko, wired up electrical Renegade Race Fuels Camaro on the right side. And that 83 Gutless over there on the left side of Jim Pigeon. Mechanicstown, Ohio. Bright yellow in color, can't miss it from the tower for sure, won't lose it in the parking lot. Sesko, 17 red. Pigeon, 10 green up front. 702 green at the big end for the win as Sesko lights the wrong light on the tree. Ray Miller out of Mansfield, Ohio. Miller Racing Transmission, Bel Air on the right side. Corey Hansen, 64 Wagon. On the left side, out of Brighton, Michigan. And another red light. Oh, hope it's not Red Fest this morning. It's kind of what it's starting to look like, so use that information however you want, but I've already seen, I don't know, about 4 out of the 5 pairs have been red on one side or another. That one's Ray Miller, was 006 red. Hansen was 14 green to go, $6.99 for the W. Frank Jenkins, 63 Pontiac. Right side, out of Galion, Ohio. And Steve Prusner, the 69 Camaro. Gellner engine, backed machine, out of Ohio as well. Roxton. And both those are green. One is more green than the other, but with the perfect ET pass, Prusner gets around. Looks like maybe Jenkins gave it back. Jenkins was 14 to go, 707. Prusner was 70 on the tree and went all zeros out to the 10,000th with a 5. 7:00:05 for Prusner in the Camaro. And the final car in the next round, and good thing he's on a final. We're on a bye. Gary Fleener with the bye run goes 004 red, 697 at 116 mile an hour, and that wraps up round number 2 of Hot Rod. Moving right along into stock. Scott Klingler was your number 1 qualifier, and here he is in round number 2, facing off against Mike Hours. Hours, the 71 Demon on the left side. Klingler, the VP Racing Fuel Camaro on the right side. Number 1 qualifier, Scott Klingler. Klingler, 22 red. Hours was trip zip. So the Demon was 0006 on the tree. Went 713 on his 714 dial. Klingler left 22 thou too soon. Or Zach Foss, Steve Zorney. The 2002 Dakota out of Leonard, Michigan. Right side, Zach Ross, 2010 Challenger. On the right side. Both cars away green. That's the first key. Zorney breaks out by 2 thou. Took quite a bit at the stripe and breaks out by 2 thou. Oof. Zach Ross, 63 up front, 619.9 on a 617 for the win. Attention in the pits, super stock. Super stock. To the lanes for pairing, super stock. I told you we're gonna move. Super stock to the lanes for pairing, please. Robert Chief and Steve Tukolsky. Chief in the Murata on the right side goes 766, 83 up front. Tukolsky was 52 on the tree. Does not get there, goes 679 on his 668. Mile per hour down pretty good there for Tukolsky, so I'm not sure if he gave it away or not. Regardless, Sheaf takes the Murata on to the next round. Randy Butter, Aaron Allison. 15 Camaro on the right side for Butter. 13 Camaro on the left side for Allison out of Ohio. Aaron Allison is red. And Randy said, I can't believe it's not red Butter. Good round there for Randy Butter. And with the bye, Brent Derrock. 94 Camaro, Hookstown, PA. Wrapping up round number 2 of stock. And ready to move round number 2 of quick rod down. Final call, quick rod round 2. If you're not here, you are very late. Second call, super stock. Second call, super stock. Second call, super stock for the lanes, please. On the tree, dial 670, goes 671 with a 2. And that wraps up round 2 of stock. Attention in the pits, super stock. Attention in the pits, super stock. To the lanes for pairing. We've already gone hot rod. We just finished stock. Round 2, and going into quick rod round number 2, please. All right, quick rod firing up. Super stock, super stock, super stock. You should be in the back of the lanes for pairing. Super stock. You should be in the back of the lanes for pairings, please. First pair up, gonna be Steve Theodore and Steve Fields. Fields gonna be on the left side of the racetrack. Theodore on the right side. McLaughlin Oil Company dragster. Ring and pinion shop machine for Steve Fields over there on the left. If this is your first day of tuning in online, which likely it's not. If you're already on here this morning, you've probably been watching already. Quick rod is your normal 890 class. And that is based on now a 570 for the 8th mile. This event and the final event at Galat are both 660 feet, 8th mile events. Until we get all the facilities where they can safely and properly handle quarter mile, there's a couple times we're gonna run 8, and it was, in my opinion, at least as good, if not better racing. I love it. We had 64,000 views of the live stream yesterday. So thank you out there. If you've tuned in online on YouTube, IHRA TV, or Speed Sport 2, 64,000 views on yesterday's qualifying sessions and last night. 9 hours of coverage on that feed, and it's had 64,000 views, and that's the same day it happened. So when all of us go home and we want to show our friends us going down the track, or some of us listen to the garbage we say on the PA, that number will continue to go up. So let's see. I think the biggest one I saw so far was over 70,000. Let's get these feeds where they're having upwards of 100,000. That should be easy to do. Steve Fields took that win. Theodore had a little bit of a hole shot. Fields got there by 4th down. Kevin O'Brien and Dwayne Garrich. Left side breaks out, right side. 14 up front, 573. Left side was a little late. So Kevin O'Brien moving on. Adam Kerber. Right side, the Goodyear APD and Mark Wellness Machine out of Massillon, Ohio. Northfield, Ohio's Nick Karras. Clifton Steel Machine, 2020 Diamond Dragster on the left side. Again, 570 the split for 8th mile quick rod. And we are running through round number 2 this morning, and then we're going to go to round number 3 this morning. For all the Sportsman classes, we're going to be down to like semis and finals in some of them, or at least down to semis afterwards. And then we will have opening ceremonies at 1 o'clock and go into our pro categories round number 1 through all round number 1 for all the pro categories. All right, we're missing 2 super stockers. Attention in the pits. If you can't hear me, but your neighbor hears me, he might want to hit you in the ribs and say you need to get up there. We're missing 2 super stockers. Nick Karras with that win. Gerber was 009, but goes 573. Karras got there 3 thou ahead. Was 30 up front, 571 with a 0. So Nick Karras moving on. Anthony Mosley, the 78 Malibu on the right side. Jamie Elrod. 06 American Dragster on the left side. The Sunoco ATM Innovation and Hoosier Tire Machine. Final call, super stock. Understand there was 2 super stockers not up here yet. you are fixing to miss round 2 if you don't make it up here pretty soon. Super stock. We need you to the lanes. We also need super rod. Super rod, super rod, super rod. Super rod, round 2 to the lanes, please. Super rod, round 2 to the lanes, please. And that'll put top Sportsman on standby. And probably not a real long standby. The weather is absolutely phenomenal this morning. I don't know how it could be any prettier here in West Salem, Ohio. 003 for Mosley. Usually the 003 goes to Jamie Elrod, but this time she's 26 up front, but goes dead on with a 7 to get around Mosley by 0.02 of a second. So Elrod gets one of those skinny front wheels out in front of Mosley by 2 thou at the finish line. Great job, both those drivers. Mosley was 003, went 573.1. The only thing Elrod could do was go dead on, and that's what she did. And with the bye in the next round, Chris Fields, Ring and Pinion Shop out of Carlton, Michigan, moving on. Super Rod. Super Rod, you should be moving towards the lanes. Super Rod, you should be moving towards the lanes. Super Rod, you should be moving towards the lanes, please. Super Rod, you should be on your way to the lanes, please, for first round or second round pairings, technically. If you're watching online, we ran the first round of all the Sportsman classes yesterday. We're running rounds 2 and rounds 3 this morning. We will go into opening ceremonies right at 1 o'clock, followed up with round 1 of the pro categories at 1 p.m. today, Eastern time. For my home area, that's noon. The sun is out, and there is not a wisp of a cloud in the sky. It is absolutely stellar here in West Salem, Ohio this morning. Darana Dragway, if you're watching online, when you come on, hit the thumbs up, like, share, clip, copy, save, anything you can do to promote that site. We gained almost 1,000 subscribers yesterday. One of the first things you need to do is subscribe, and then you can also get a little reminder, and then when they come on, it will send you a little reminder that IHRA is live. Let's see if today's eliminations, by the time the night's over, let's see if that live feed can have 100,000 views. If you are on here and you hit the thumbs up and you share the feed, and you save it, and you like it, and you do all those things, and you subscribe, we'll get there. We're going to be knocking on the door here by the end of the year of having 100,000 views per. You're the best. Another attention in the pits. Brian's Burgers is selling breakfast sandwiches this morning. I know this because one just showed up in my in front of me. And mine has, wow, it has bacon and sausage on it and an egg. So that's the Brian's Burgers trailer up there. As the day goes on, if you want one of the best fresh hamburgers you'll ever get and some amazing cheesesteaks, you want to go to Brian's Burgers. That is part of IHRA's deal here, and we have the Brian's Burgers trailer at every race, and they are the best. We are now in Super Rod. And Super No, I'm sorry. What am I in? I'm in super stock. I was so excited. I was so excited about the Brian's Burger breakfast sandwich in front of me. I jumped classes. It happens. So that first pair, Cronenberger was dead on for the loss. And the margin of victory for Daryl Cherovino in the first pair was 0-0-0-1. That pair was John Fritsch and Zach Running. How about Running? 9 total. Zach Running was, oh no, that's not true. He was 009 up front, 6 flat, all the way across the bottom. John Fritsch was 48 up front, can't get there. Joe Buchanan and Aaron Allison staging up. Allison in the left side, the Cavalier. Buchanan, the 04 Mustang out of Greenmont, Ohio. 657 the dial in for Buchanan, 578 for Allison. Does not matter what Allison does if Buchanan is 25 red. So Aaron Allison moving on to the next round. Chris Lozon and Alex Miller. Miller on the right side, 85 Camaro. I don't know how many cars the Miller family has. They have, I've seen that name on a Bel Air, Monzas, Camaro. If there's a class, I'm going to say they race in it. Left side, Chris Lozon, 635 dialed in there for the Achieva. Slight starting line advantage for Lozon over Miller. And that does equate out the back to a Miller breakout. Lozon goes 636 with a 2, 48 up front. Miller got there first, but broke out by 4th out. He got to the finish line by 4th out. He got to the finish line 4 thousandths ahead to break out by 4 thousandths. He would have had to be take a 0-0 on the stripe to get there. That's all he could do. Randy Running and Pete Maduri running the right side. 92 Achieva. Doug, we're going to get you an Achieva. We're going to find one. Pete Maduri, left side. 98 S10. Maduri out of Niagara Falls. 599 for Maduri, 34 up front, goes 6 flat. Randy Running in the Achieva was dead on with a 5 for the loss. 65 up front. But Maduri was better on the tree. Maduri got there 22 thou ahead. So Pete Maduri moving on. Goodbye to the next round, George Wright. SN95 style Mustang. Varsity Ford, Gold JRP, and 9500rpm.com. Goes 632, 006 red up front. And that wraps up Super Stock, round number 2. Attention to the pits, attention to the pits. Paul Fiddler. Paul Fiddler, we need you to the lanes. That is Super Rod, Paul Fiddler. Put the catfish down and get to the lanes. Paul Fiddler, we need you to the lanes. Final call, Super Rod. Final call, Super Rod. Fiddler, if you're here, fantastic. If you're not, you're really late. Top Sportsman, you're on a probably very short standby. That Top Sportsman's standby was so short, I need you now. Attention in the pits, attention in the pits. Top Sportsman. Top Sportsman. To the back of the lanes for Perry. Top Sportsman. Top Sportsman round 2. We need you to the lanes, please. Super Rod on the track. Super Rod is your normal 990 category. Running on 640 this morning. Super Rod is a 690 break. Heads up 690, Vince Gregory and Jacob Elrod, two of the best in the category, meet up here in round number 2. Elrod in the Corvette. Oh man, Vince Gregory, his 007 red. Elrod 27 up front, 637 out the back. Gregory goes 641 on the red light. Attention in the pits. Attention in the pits. Top Sportsman. 16 of you. Top Sportsman. If you're just joining in today, you know we had 45 cars, I think it was, in Top Sportsman try to qualify for a 32-car field. The bump ended up being a 456. Full field. Ran first round yesterday. Bruce Brooker, left side, Camaro. Right side, Charlie Flanagan, Camaro. Both 1981 Camaros to be exact. 4/10 Pro Tree. Heads up 640 with breakout in effect. Left hand steer roadsters or tour cars. Pretty big move towards the center line there for Flanagan. A little smoke coming out of it, out the back. But he's 009 dead zero. That is quite a great lap for Flanagan. 009 up front on the tree, dead zero out the back. And that was against a red lighting Bruce Broker. I guess you could say Flanagan had his set up as good as you could ever want it. Top Diamond, roadster on the right side. Josh Sanner, 67 Camaro on the left. Going at it two different ways. I'd say Sanner is 640 all out and goes 639 with a 7. Breaks out by 3 thou. Diamond was 31 up front, a little behind on the starting line, goes 642. Sanner got to the finish line 33 hun ahead to break out by 3 thou. Doug Linden and Steve Fields. Linden, another one of those Bel Airs. Beautiful car there on the right side. And the 2000 Firebird ring and pinion shop machine of Steve Fields over there on the left out of Michigan. To the 21 on the tree. The 21 on the tree goes dead too. To be 23 total there for Linden. Steve Fields was 14 up front, went 641, couldn't get there. Fields with a starting line advantage, but Linden got to the finish line 6 thou ahead. Steve Theodore and Bill Nuzzo. Nuzzo, S197 Mustang on the left side, out of Irwin, PA. Right side, 63 Corvette Roadster of Theodore, out of Lancaster, Ohio. Third and probably fourth call, Top Sportsman. Top Sportsman to the lanes for pairing. 16 of you. Top Sportsman to the lanes for pairing, please. Pretty big starting line advantage for Steve Theodore. And gives it away at the big end. Theodore was 12 up front to go 650. Nuzzo was 41 up front, go 646 to get there 5 thou ahead. Great finish line driving there for Nuzzo. Looks like Theodore had him a little head start there, and Nuzzo was able to get around. There's Paul Fiddler in the Vega on the right side, Willard, Ohio. Chris Goebel on the left side of the K car. Massive starting line differential between the two. And that was Goebel. Goebel was 10 up front and went 650 and still got there a long way ahead of the 643 of Fiddler. Fiddler, like he did on the lane call, missed the tree. He didn't completely miss the lane call, but he did miss the tree. So Chris Goebel takes the Reliant on to the next round. Jeff Smith Jr., Mike Lagos. Final pair. Lagos on the left side in the Camaro. Oh boy. Was really good on the tree, but off the number. When the car left, it took a hard right. I say that the green paint down there near the starting line and that white stripe got run over by the right side tire there of Lagos. He was 007 up front, but off the number with that big move and went 662. So Jeff Smith, 67, gets away with one. Goes 647 and 67 up front. That wraps up Super Rod round 2. We got our top sportsmen coming to the lanes. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of you. At least from here. I don't see 11 of you. Technically 10 of you, I guess. Mike, there's Keith Castle not going to be able to make round 2. So Chris Wheatcraft going to get a freebie into the next round. Castle in the Stratus came up here yesterday and said he wasn't going to be able to make round 2 today. But I do need the rest of top sportsmen. I only see a handful, and I need 3 handfuls of you. They came on and we did have well over 100,000 views yesterday between Speed Sport 2 and the YouTube page. I'm only looking at the YouTube when you're on my computer. You saw 60, almost 65,000 views. Put that together with the Speed Sport channels and you're well over 100. So thank you and congratulations. Thank you for tuning in and watching IHRA Racing here this year. I think you're going to see this series and that IHRA, International Hot Rod Association name, just growing exponentially next year. Unification of IHRA here and IHRA Australia happened earlier this week. The Drag Boat Association already in the works. The acquisition of racetracks. It is truly, the growth is going to be crazy big. IHRA setting the standard here on hospitality and the way you treat racers. We love it here. That's why you all keep coming back and keep bringing more friends. Appreciation dinners, ice delivered to your trailers. I know those are kind of little things, but they're not little things to everybody. You know, we think, you know, what's a bag of ice cost? Well, by the time you get however many pallets of ice get delivered out there, think about what that does for those racers. The racers, you know, a lot of guys, you know, you have a good number of teams that have huge budgets. It costs a ton of money to run these cars. You also have a large contingency of sportsman racers, some of which show up with an open trailer and a pickup truck. They all get the same treatment here in the IHRA. They all get those bags of ice. You know, you got to go most of the times and go buy a bag of ice for $9 or $10 or $15 here. You're racing, guess what? The owner, Daryl Cuttle, sends the crew out with himself. You'll see him out here every morning at these IHRA races with his John Deere tractor and a pallet of ice on the back and a pallet of ice on the front, delivering it to all the racers. Hello from the UK online. We got folks watching from all over the world. That's the beauty of the internet. While it's quiet, TrackTune app is live. If you're watching online but you know you can't watch all day and you want to download the TrackTune app on your phone, or if you're here and you want to be able to have a way to put the PA system on the golf cart without going to you got 105.9, that's the FM station, but you could also, if you got a Bluetooth radio, you could add that app and Bluetooth it right to your golf cart, your earbuds, whatever. The IHRA merchandise trailer is open. They also do sell Bluetooth headsets up there. And you can get on the free Wi-Fi, the IHRA Racer Wi-Fi. No password, just get on there, pick it up. You can use those Wi-Fi headsets that you can purchase up there. That'll give you some ear protection and the feed coming in. Brian's Burgers is making breakfast sandwiches up there on the other side of the merchandise trailer. Lots of the racers have shirts and whatnot available. Listen, get you an event shirt, an IHRA or Darana Dragway shirt up there at the IHRA tent. As you walk around, see one of the racers and they've got a t-shirt you like the look of their car, buy one of their t-shirts. What is it, 20, 25 bucks, something like that. Those things add up to these racers to be able to help them make the trips. The expenses just to bring an entry-level car, like my own. It's a hot rod car. It's not an expensive car. We don't have a big budget. If we, somebody buys a t-shirt, that few bucks that we make on that t-shirt goes a long way. Attention in the pits. Attention in the pits. Top dragster. Top dragster, we need you to the lanes. Top dragster, we need you to the lanes. I do see Connor Glasser watching from Louisville, Kentucky. Yes, work gets in the way of all the fun, doesn't it, Connor? The Glasser family's got 2 cars here. They got one in Top Sportsman getting ready to make a pass. And they've got one in Pro Nitrous. Both cars still in the field. So, watching from home, let your friends and family know at home if you're racing here. Tune on and you can see amazing camera coverage, drone coverage, boom cameras. The live stream is phenomenal. It's produced by Windy City Creations for Speed Sport. IHRA TV. It's free to you out there. So attention in the pits. Top dragster. Top dragster, we need you to the lanes. Top dragster. Correct. Here we go into round number 2 of Top Sportsman. 32 car field cut down to 16 yesterday. Full field, 45 cars qualified. 32 made the field. James Hayes and Andy Gregory, 2 of them. Hayes was your number 22 qualifier. Gregory was your number 14 qualifier. Gregory in the Chevrolet on the left side, the Bel Air. Hayes, the Corvette. Hayes 005 on the tree. Does not get there. Andy Gregory was 15 up front, 429. Gregory got to the finish line, 20 thou ahead. So James Hayes killed the tree, but just a touch off the number. Goes 444 on the 440. Wind light shines in the left lane for Andy Gregory. Bill Yates, left side. Right side, Gary Wojnowski. I hear you, Wojnowski. Right side. We have folks of all ages listening in, so somebody probably knows what that is. Gary Wojnowski, 2009 Cobalt. Going to be dialed 441. Yates, left side, Newark, Ohio, 68 Camaro. Dialed 427. Yates in that blue 68 Camaro on the left side. Wojnowski, the good-looking little Cobalt. White with the Le Mans stripes over the top. Number 23 versus number 15. Yates was 15. Goes to Wojnowski, and he goes dead on with a 3. Yates breaks out by 5 thou. He was 37 up front, 426.5. Wojnowski was 25 on the tree, 441.3 on the 441 dial. So Yates breaks out by 5 thou. Wojnowski was dead 3 and better up front. So nice pass there for Gary. Oh, next door neighbors here came all the way from Louisville, Kentucky to race each other in round 2. The Glasser Collision Firebird, Turning Point USA, Derby City Calibrations. Aaron Glasser, right side, 68 Firebird, out of Shepherdsville, Kentucky, down 417. Justin Souders, left side, 69 Camaro, out of Louisville, Kentucky. They are literally next door to each other. 424, and Souders' car has been 424 every pass it's made. Glasser, absolute heavy hitter on the right side there. This is quite the matchup, and I'm sure they would have liked to see it a little later. Souders, let's go, 22 ahead. Goes 425.8. So Souders Justin is 22 red. Glasser is 12 green. So Aaron nailed the tree, goes 4:14.6. Souders was 22 to go 4:25.8. More showing up. Nice. Aaron Glasser moving on to round number 3. Too early to start. Oh, that was way wrong. I'll get it. That was paper. Dish. Karsten Ugarigas. 2000 Firebird goes double O to red. Ron Biondo goes double O, or goes 20 on the tree. Dead on with a 5. So Karsten out in round 2. Ron Biondo moving on. Biondo, 20 on the tree and dead on with a 5, and will face off against Wojnowski in the next round. Jake Elrod, Terry Osmus. I gotta get Jake Elrod a black fedora and some dark sunglasses if he doesn't already have them. Terry Osmus, Mountain Machine Firebird. Got all the colors on it. Out of Belleville, Michigan, down 467. Elrod in the Pro Charge 63 Corvette. Down 419 there for Elrod. Winner of this pair will move on to face Aaron Glasser. Elrod with the better reaction time and going dead 7. 419 with a 7 on the 419. And 19 on the tree. Great lap there for Jacob Elrod. Elrod will face Glasser in the next round. Attention in the pits. Attention in the pits. I told you we'd move along. I need Hot Rod, round 3. Hot Rod, round 3 to the lanes, please. Hot Rod, round 3 to the lanes. And Stock, round 3 to the lanes. Hot Rod, round 3. Stock, round 3. Attention in the pits. Listen up, folks in the pits. Hot Rod to the back of the lanes for round 3 pairings. Stock to the back of the lanes for round 3 pairings. Bob Mantell and Jay Grisop. Grisop in the Mustang on the left side. Mandel, your number 2 qualifier in the Nova on the right side, the Bob's Pro Fab Race Cars car. 411 for Mandel. 448 for Grisop. Mandel better on the tree. And Mandel takes the stripe by 8 thou. Grisop was just a little tardy on the front end. He was 54 and went dead 6 for the loss, as Mandel was 23 up front, takes the stripe by 8 thou. Bob Mandel will face Andy Gregory in the next round. Next pair up, Don Swindell, the 63 Corvette on the left side, and Ronnie Proctor, the 2009 Mustang on the right side. Ford power as well in the Proctor Mustang. Both nitrous machines, 421 the dial in for Proctor. Swindell on the 433. Swindell took out Lil Bob Mandel in the first round. So final pair, Swindell and Proctor, going on to meet the single you see here in the next round, which will be Chris Wheatgrass. Not hard to figure out the winner there, as Ronnie Proctor's 008 red, and Don Swindell said, I'm gonna not lose it on the tree. He was 005 up front. So next round, Don Swindell will take on this machine. That is Chris Wheatcraft. Keith Castle could not make round two. So Wheatcraft with a competition single. As Keith Castle and the 2007 Stratus cannot make round two. So Wheatcraft moving on, and this is the last car of Top Sportsman this round. Next rounds are set. Going to be Swindell versus Wheatcraft. Biondo takes on Wojnowski. Mandel takes on Andy Gregory. And Aaron Glasser will face off against Jake Elrod. All right, we are headed into top dragster. I have called hot rod round 2 or round 3, and I have called stock round 3. Top dragster was again a full field. 36 cars qualified, took 32. First pair out here, Ryan Pickens and Dave Warner. We're down to 16 right now. $35 bolt for Pickens. Warner, 43 on the light. But Pickens breaks out by 0.0009. Pickens had a head starting line advantage and breaks out by 9/10,000ths of a second. That is painful. Tim Kelly and Jamie Elrod. You see that Elrod name, another one of those that pops up a lot of times. They bring 5 or 6 cars with them. So you see Jacob and you see Jamie racing this weekend. 449, the dial in for Kelly on the right side. 453, the dial in for Jamie Elrod on the left side. Unusual, but Jamie gives up the starting line. Tim Kelly was 30 on the tree. Jamie was 60. Jamie goes down there, breaks out by a bunch. Tim Kelly goes 450 with a 5 on the 449, and Tim Kelly moves on. Missing 2 cars in hot rod. Missing 2 cars in stock. I have called stock and hot rod. Hot rod, you should be in the back of the lanes. Missing 2 of you all. Stockers should be in the lanes. Missing 2 of you all. Let's bring them up. Left lane, Chris Stein. Right lane, Christopher Schneider. 435 for the dragster on the right side. 406 for the 2024 Diamond Dragster on the left side out of Silver Lake, Indiana. They are even on the starting line. The finish line goes to Schneider. Schneider was 19 on the tree, dead 7. Chris Stein was 15 on the tree, breaks out by 29/10,000ths of a second. So Christopher Schneider moves on. Next pair up, Chris Goebel, left side. Also still in his Reliant K car over in the Super Rod category. So Chris with 2 cars here and still in with both of them. That's the 2024 Racecraft machine on the left side, down 431. Right side, Randy Chestnut. Chestnut out of Goshen, Ohio. Undercover dragster with Hemi power. 443, the dial in on the right side for Chestnut. Winner of this pair goes on to face Tim Kelly, and that winner is going to be Chris Goebel. Goebel goes 432 and 14 on the tree. Chestnut was 40 up front. Dead on with a 7 for the loss. I need Gary Fleener to the lanes. Gary Fleener, we need you to the lanes. You are missing. And missing is not a good place to be right now. Gary Fleener, we need you to the lanes, please. Next pair up, John Biaggi and Kirby McLennan. McLennan, the left side, 4.23 the dial in. Biaggi on a 4 flat over on the right side of the racetrack. McLennan was red by 8 thou. Biaggi was 51 up front, goes 398. Biaggi was there for the taking, but McLennan lets go 8 thou too soon. John Biaggi will face Chris Schneider at the round of 8 cars. John Vergatz Jr. and Frank Bud Brink. Brink on the left side, Vergatz on the right side, and they're both dialed 453 heads up. Both Brink machines still in as of right now. And would not meet until the semis if they can both get through. This is going to be tough. Oh, boy. Vergatz was 006 454 0. Brink was 14 on the tree, dead 1. Margin of victory for Frank Brink. 1/1000th of a second. 0-0-1 margin of victory there for Frank Brink on the left side. It was not done at the starting line, it was done at the finish line. Because Vergatz had a head start by a few thousandths of a second, but Brink makes it up and gets to the stripe 1/1000th ahead. Matt Albright and John Boas. Boas on the left side, 478. Albright, one of the quickest cars in the category still. 392, the dial in on the right side. Albright going to go on to the next round as Boas knocks it 007 red. So a 7 thou red light on the left side. Matt Albright moving on to face Frank the Tank. Spotter down there, see some debris on the surface. And see if we can gather it all up by hand. We might have to take the little mat out there and sweep it up. You'll see that occasionally today. So obviously, obviously some sort of debris out there. Crew out there picking up little pieces of something. While it's quiet, 2 more lane calls. Attention in the pits. Attention in the pits. Quick rod. Quick rod. We need you to the lanes for round 3. Quick rod as well as super stock. Attention in the pits. Quick rod and super stock. Super stock, super stock, quick rod. We need you to the lanes for round 3. All right, they got the mat out, swept everything up, and time to go back to it. Really just one pair left here. Cara Jo Brink on the right side, the much younger looking wife to Frank Brink. Right side. He's the trophy husband, we say. Frank Cardinelli, left side. 404. Cara Jo down 465. Cara Jo was the number 30 qualifier. Cardinelli was number 6. So Cardinelli, that's the big spread there on the ETs. 404 for Cardinelli, 465 for Brink. Frank already got through. Let's see if Cara Jo can make it. do it. Oh, boy, as Cardinelli does not, well, he gets there, just gets there too soon. Cardinelli was 003 on the tree, goes 399 with a 3. Breaks out by a bunch, takes a bunch at the stripe. Carajo was 35 on the tree, goes 466 on the 455. So both brake machines still in at the round of 8 cars. And the way I look at the ladder there, they're both in the bottom half. So potentially, husband and wife potentially could meet each other in the semifinals on the bottom half of that ladder. Could be a cold ride back home depending on who wins that one. All right. Where are we at? Back to the top, Hot Rod. We are down to Hot Rod again. This is round number 3. Hot Rod is the 1090. Hot Rod is the 1090 quarter mile index, going to 7-0 on the 8th. The red light shines on the left side for Corey Hansen. And Steve Yannickas moving on one more time. Yannickas was 17 on the tree, goes 697. Steve Prusner was dead 0, I believe, last time. Thomas Coonley, 75 Nova. On the left side out of New York. Prusner out of Ohio. They're the 69 Camaro over on the right side. Car staged up, pointing a little bit towards the center line. Kind of moved that way a little bit on the hit, exactly the way it was pointed, but not bad. Almost dead even on the tree, and wow, what a side-by-side pass there. Coonley was 32 and a 9 on the starting line. Prusner was 33 and a 5, so they were just 6 10,000ths apart on the let-go. Coonley went dead on with a 3. Prusner broke out by 1 thou. Goes 699 with an 8.6. Oh, that's going to be frustrating for Gary Fleener. 007 red. But Jim Pigeon, he ain't messing around in that Cutlass. 006 on the tree, 699.6. And that wraps up round 3 of Hot Rod. Moving right straight into round 3 of stock. I should have Quick Rod in the lanes, and I should have Super Stock in the lanes. Attention in the pits, attention in the pits. I should have Quick Rod in the lanes, and I should have Super Stock in the lanes, and I should have Super Rod on standby. So we're back into stock. Mike Howers, the 71 Demon, took out the #1 qualifier in the last round. And Randy, I can't believe it's not butter. 2015 Camaro on the left side, down 652. Howers down 715. Butter with the starting line advantage, but does not get there as Howers goes dead on 0 on the right side. He's dialed 715, goes 715 with a 0. Margin of victory got there 5 thousandths ahead of Butter. that was the only way ours could win. Got there 5 thousandths ahead and was 6 10,000ths from perfect on the ET. Was definitely behind on the starting line. Robert Sheaf, Brent Dirac, the 80 Murata on the right side for Sheaf. Dirac, 1994 Camaro killer on the left side. But that Murata's parked right next to me out there in the pits. Super nice folks there. A different kind of Dodge. What'd they make the Murata? About 2 years? They didn't make a whole lot of them. Man, Robert Sheaf goes 27 red. Dirac was 33 on the tree, goes 671 at 100 miles an hour on the 673 dial in. And Robert Sheaf out here in round 3 on a red light. Missing one in super stock. Attention in the pits, attention in the pits. Super stock, super stock. We're missing one of you. I don't know which one it is, so I won't call you out yet, but they'll let me know. Car 3818. Car 3818. We're missing you in super stock, and we're about to run super stock. Car 3818, we need you in super stock. 3818. Zach Ross, 13 on the tree, uses it for a time run, goes 6:18.6 on the 620. Zach Ross moving on to round 4. Attention in the pits. Attention in the pits. Super Rod. Super Rod to the back of the lanes preparing. Getting ready to pull Quick Rod down. Got all of our super stock competitors paired up. We need Super Rod. Super Rod to the back of the lanes preparing. Super Rod to the lanes preparing, please. Gorgeous day here from West Salem. Merchandise is open. Disco Dean, Kai Kelly, some other folks up there on top by the merchandise trailer as well. Super Rod, we need you to the lanes, please. Super Rod to the lanes, please. Steve Fields and Chris Fields. Probably not the way they drew the ladder up. Even have the same year of dragsters, 99 advanced dragsters with Chevy power in both of them. We're in Quick Rod. Quick Rod is quarter mile 890, 570, eighth mile, what we're racing here this weekend. 570, 4/10 heads up pro tree. Dragsters, door cars, roadsters, altereds, everybody can play. And Steve Fields is trip, zip, red on the left side. Fields is 0004 red. Oh, wait. I guess I should have said Steve is. Chris, 15 green, 569, 534 mile an hour. Going to be a quiet ride. Maybe sort of a touchy Thanksgiving dinner. Kevin O'Brien and Nick Karras. Karras going to be on the left side in the dragster. 2020 model out of Northfield, Ohio. Kevin O'Brien, right side. And again, it's a 570 heads up breakout index. So O'Brien on the right side, Karras on the left side, both pre-staged. There finally goes O'Brien. Karras finally in. Away they go. And Nick Karras was 006, dead 6. O'Brien was 54 up front, dead 7. O'Brien was dead on the starting line. Karras was 006, dead 6, 12 total there on the left side. O'Brien was 54 on the tree, but dead 7. The car did its job, but on that one, the driver missed just a hair. And with a single, right side, Jamie Elrod, it's time for the 003 light, Jamie. Let's do it. Well, she was 020 red. So Elrod goes 569.7 on the 570 on the single to the next round. Double, not even double, 20 red there for Jamie. On a single, it does not matter, but that's the facts. Super stock action. Third round of super stock, getting down to a pretty small field. Zach running right side, the Oldsmobile. Left side, and I see a hand waving there. Daryl Churavino making sure that dial-in was right, 637. Maybe couldn't see it quite clearly on the scoreboard, I don't know. 594 for running in the Oldsmobile on the right side. Churavino looks like he could be in a little trouble, and that's a fact. Zach running was 008. Chiaravino went 638 on the 637, but was 42 up front. So Zach running with that 008 light takes his little Oldsmobile to the next round. George Wright in the Mustang. Aaron Allison, left side, the Cavalier. 579. Right with a 632, both of them missed the tree. The less misser was Aaron Allison. He was 62 up front, 582 out the back. Wright missed worse and broke out by 2. Super Rod, you should be in the lanes. Super Rod, you should be in the lanes. Working through third round of Super Stock, Chris Lozon and Pete Maduri. Lozon on the left side in the Achieva, purple and white machine. Maduri over there out of Niagara Falls, New York. 98 S10. Oh, both of them equal on the tree, 23 to a 27. And by 12 thousandths of a second, Chris Lozon gets to the other end first. Goes dead on with a 2. 27 up front, dead 2 on the back. Maduri out here in round 3, and Chris Lozon moving on. All right, that wraps up round 3 of Super Stock. And we're going to be moving Super Rod down the hill. That means Top Sportsman is on standby. Top Sportsman, you are on standby, and it's not going to be a very long standby. So go ahead and get hooked up to your push or tow vehicle and get them pointed this direction. Because once Super Rod is down here at the bottom, we will be calling you. And that's happening now. So just a couple of minutes there for Top Sportsman. Go ahead, push them out and hook them up to your tow vehicle and get them ready to head this way. Top Sportsman down to 8 cars. Don Swindell, Chris Wheatcraft, Ron Biondo, Gary Wojnowski, Bob Mandel, Andy Gregory, Aaron Glasser, and Jacob Elrod still in Top Sportsman. No. Would you like me to? I thought so. I was just prepping him for it. Nah, he'll be fine. That's what he gets for being good. Top Sportsman. Top Sportsman. We will take you to the lanes. Top Sportsman. We'll take you to the lanes. The AW left, and Top Sportsman will take you to the lanes for round number 3. Missing 3 top sportsmen. Top sportsmen to the lanes. Missing 3 of you. I see 5. I need 3 more. Let's see. One of them is the Glasser machine. I don't see that one up there. See one more coming over the hill there. That's wheat crab. So that's one of them. So I'm missing 2 in top sportsman. Attention in the pits, top dragster. Attention in the pits, top sportsman, final call. I'm missing 2 of you. Attention in the pits, top dragster. Top dragster to the back of the lane for pairing, please. Top dragster to the back of the lane for pairing, please. All right, looks like we have all of our top sportsman cars. Top dragster, you should be coming to the lanes. Top dragster, you should be coming to the lanes. right, folks, we see in the bleachers filling in, the tops of the hills filling in. We have top Sportsman and top Dragster still to go here in round number 3 of Sportsman Eliminations. Opening ceremonies will start promptly at 1 o'clock. And then it's time for the pro categories, round number 1, starting at 1:09. So here we go into round number 3 of Top Sportsman. In the first pair, you almost would think that that's both Mandel cars. But Little Bob went out in the first round in their orange and white Bel Air. This is Andy Gregory in the left lane. It is Big Bob Mandel in the right lane in the Nova wagon. Bob was the number 2 qualifier with a 411. Going to be dialed 413 here today. Gregory was the number 14 qualifier. On the left side, qualified with a 427. And that's what he is dialed here against Mandel. A couple of absolutely beautiful machines here to kick off round number 3, quarterfinal action in Top Sportsman. It was a full field. We ran round 1 yesterday, round 2 this morning, and this is round 3. We're down to 8 cars. Both cars, nitrous assist. You see the double purge for Gregory on the left side. Bob's Profab built Nova on the right side, with Bob Mandel behind the wheel. Call our 3456, Matt Albright, top dragster, we need you. Matt Albright, top dragster, we need you. Car 3456, Matt Albright, we need you to the lanes, please. So Bob Mandel on the right side, Andy Gregory on the left. And Gregory was 005 on the left side. Mandel, 007 red. Andy Gregory goes 429 on the 427, 005 up front. Bob Mandel was 007 on the wrong side of the tree. 414 on the 413 dial. So Andy Gregory moving on, and he will face the winner of the Glasser Elrod pair. Next pair in the box. Factory stock, factory stock, factory showdown stock. We need you to the lanes for round 1. Factory stock. We need you to the lanes for round 1, please. Top dragster, final call. First call, factory stock. Factory stock to the lanes. Snowmobiles, you are on standby. Gary Wojnowski, right side Cobalt, left side Ron Biondo. 94 Lumina. 424 to the 441 dial of Wojnowski. Good tight race on the starting line. 23 up front, dead 7 for Wojnowski for the win. Biondo was 16 on the tree, had a little bit of a starting line advantage. Goes 426 on the 424. And by 0.005 of a second, Gary Wojnowski moves on, where he will face the winner of the Swindell Wheatcraft pair. This is Aaron Glasser out of Shepherdsville, Kentucky. Glasser Collision. Turning Point USA. Derby City Calibrations. They're on the right side, the Firebird. Dialed 415. And Jacob Elrod on the left side. One of the few times he's been chased. Leaves first on a 418 dial there. Elrod was your number 8 qualifier. Glasser was the number 4 qualifier. Winner of this faces Andy Gregory in the semifinals. Starting line advantage for Elrod. Wind light shines for Glasser by 17 thousandths of a second. Elrod does not cover the number. Elrod was 13 up front to Glasser's 43. Glasser was 43, 417, 9. Elrod was 13 on the bull, but only musters out a 425 at 169. Glasser by 17 thousandths of a second moves on to the semifinals to meet Andy Gregory. Final pair here in quarterfinal action. Top Sportsman, Don Swindell on the right side in the Corvette, dialed 434. Swindell took out number 1 qualifier Bob Mandel III in round 1 and took out Ronnie Proctor in round 2 to find himself here facing off against the 71 Hemi-powered Demon. Blow-through setup there for Chris Wheatcraft. Wheatcraft faced off Mike King in the first round and had a broke single in the second round, meeting up here against Swindell. The winner of this pair faces Gary Wojcinski. And Chris Wheatcraft is 0-0-0-4 red. Swindell was 007 on the tree, dead 9. 16 total package for Don Swindell. But it was all over but the crying when Wheatcraft lets go 4 10,000ths red. So the semifinals are set in Top Sportsman with Don Swindell facing off against Gary Wojnowski. The bottom half of the ladder. Andy Gregory against Aaron Glasser. Semifinal set in Top Sportsman. Swindell was your number 17 qualifier. Took out number 1. Took out number 8. Took out number 5. Semi-final action going to be hot in Top Sportsman, but that's going to be a bit before we see them back. This is quarterfinal action for Top Dragster. Factory stock. Factory stock. You should be on your way to the lanes. Factory stock. You should be on your way to the lanes. Factory stock. Eight cars left in Top Dragster, and here's the first pair. John Biaggi and Christopher Schneider. This is your number 19 qualifier, Christopher Schneider, and your 7 qualifier with a 398 qualifying effort, John Biaggi. Biaggi going to be dialed 399. Schneider 436 for the Dragster on the left side of the racetrack. Little right to left breeze picking up there. We see the flags going and a few scattered clouds coming out across the sky. But lots of sunshine shining down here at Darana Dragway, West Salem, Ohio. This is for a trip to the semifinals. Dial 399. Boy, that 399 Biaggi car is 002 on the tree, goes 4025, 4020 for the win. As left side Schneider, 27 up front, breaks out by 10 thou. So John Biaggi makes up one of the final four. Kara Jo Brink, your number 30 qualifier, will face off against David Warner. Warner dialed 453. Brink dialed 467 on the right side. Light for Kara Jo. Wind light shines for the left lane. Double breakout. Kara Jo breaks out by 56 10,000ths. David Warner breaks out by 6 10,000ths. She had a pretty decent starting line advantage, but on the double breakout, David Warner with a 0.006 breakout moves on to the semifinals. Here's Chris Goebel and Tim Kelly. The winner of this matchup will face off against John Biaggi in the semis. Goebel on the left side of the racetrack, down 431 right side. Tim Kelly on a 450 smooth. What a drag race this is. 006 for Kelly and Trip Zip for Goebel. There you go, folks. Trip Zip, dead zero. 9 10,000ths from perfect. That's perfect. 0 0 0. So Chris Goebel is Trip Zip, dead zero on the left side to move on. What do you say about that except bad, bad dude? So Goebel faces off against Biaggi. Let's see if one of the Brink cars can get through. Matt Albright and Frank Brink. Kara Jo just had a breakout. Let's see if Frank can carry the Brink team to the semifinals. He's on the left side, down 453, but Matt Albright with that very quick dragster on the right side, 393. Albright in big trouble. And as a fact, Albright breaks out by 14 10,000ths of a second. Goes 392.8 on the 393, but was 78 on the let go. Brink was 14 on the tree, 455 on his 453 dial, and Bud moves on to the semis to face off against Warner. Factory stock round one coming around the corner. Matt Overtanic, your number one qualifier. They are heads up factory supercars. Chris Ruzicka and Kevin Skinner. Skinner, 2019 Cobra Jet. Ruzicka, 2014 wired up electric Cobra Jet. Ruzicka was your number two qualifier on the right side. Skinner was number 5. Skinner was not clean on the qualifying shots. Ruzicka went 580 with a 9 to be number 2. Ruzicka in, there goes Skinner, away they go. Starting line goes to Ruzicka, but the finish line, holy smokeroonies. Kevin Skinner goes 523. That is a bunch ahead of even the number of qualifiers. So with the pass of the weekend, the 2019 Cobra Jet of Kevin Skinner goes 523. 584 for Ruzicka, and Kevin Skinner takes out number 2 for a bye to the final. Second pair up, Rodney Worrell and Daniel Sayers. Sayers on the right side, left side Worrell. We see that Worrell has left 9 thou red. Daniel Sayers off the throttle, goes 749. Worrell, the number 3 qualifier, goes 009 red. Number 1 qualifier, Matt Overtanic. Qualified with a 573, but a big hill to climb to get back on pace with the Skinner machine that went 523. Obertanic, right where he qualified, 574, 118 mile an hour for the Cobra Jet. So down to 3. Matt Obertanic will face off against Daniel Sayers. And Kevin Skinner will have a bye to the finals. Outlaw sleds. Jason Ponceness, left side. Edwin Werbel on the right side. Number 2 versus number 9. And Ponceness goes through well before the tree drops. Edwin Werbel, 485, 142 miles an hour for the Werbel machine. What, you want me to turn it over to you there, D? Pick it up. Oh, they need to go faster. Ronald Moeller and Brooke Nason. Nason on the right side, Moeller on the left side. This is Heads Up Outlaw Sleds. 539, 124 mile an hour for the right side. Moeller not in contention there. So Brooke Nason moving on. Next pair up. Well, they call him the Bandit. Mitch Moeller, right side, Apex Turbo Bandit machine. Left side, Jamie Nason. Jamie, the number 4 qualifier, went 520. Mitch Moeller, 548 on the qualifying sheet. Nice, should be a nice side-by-side heads-up pass here. Oh, Moeller knocks it 14 red. Nason was absolutely there for the taking, but did pick it up, went 518. Pretty dead late, but Moeller was unfortunately early, and Jamie Nason moves on. Here's another one of the same last name. Travis Nason. And there comes Courtney, the competitor. Courtney Moeller on the left side. That petty blue and hot pink machine on the left side for Courtney. Right side, Travis Nason. '23 Pro Line sled, bringing the starter over to it. Of course, Courtney self-starts. She just rides that thing around. She probably takes it out through the woods later on. Courtney was your number 8 qualifier. Travis was your number 3 with a 520. Courtney with a pretty big hill to climb here on the pass as Moeller qualified. Oh, well, and there you go. That's why you race him. Travis Nason goes red. Courtney Moeller moving on to the next round where she will face off against Jamie Nason. And with the single into the next round, Louis Werbel, your number 1 qualifier, went 495. There in that left side on the white machine. Yamaha machine with Proline power. So let's see where Louis Werble matches up here with a single to the next round. Went 495 in qualifying. 491, 138 mile an hour here in the first round. So picked it up for Hun. And Louis Werble will face off against Brooke Nason in round number 2. That wraps up first round of Outlaw Sleds. All right, folks, we got a little break. It is, hey, there's Goebel. I know, I called it. A perfect pass. Congratulations. Hats off to you, Mr. Goebel. Chris Goebel with a perfect pass in top K-Car dragster. Nice round there, Chris. I guess I got to say his name right from now on. He's earned it. But look, folks, we got a little bit of downtime here. We will start opening ceremonies as scheduled at 1 o'clock. It is 12:07. So that means you've got, and when I tell you that we will start on time, we will start on time. We have TV schedules to keep, and we have all of our pros coming up at 1 o'clock. So you have 52 minutes. That's potty time, apply sunscreen time, stretch your legs, walk around, get an autograph, get a picture of the cars up close. One of the awesome things about this event is your general admission pass is a full pit pass. So you can go see the fuel altereds, the top fuel cars as they make final preparations, the pro mods, the top Sportsman cars, Mountain Motor Pro Stock. We've got them all here. It's a great opportunity. All the pro classes are making final preparations for round number 1. Round number 1 starts at 1:09. Opening ceremonies will start right at 1 o'clock, followed by round 1 of top alcohol. So you're going to see the crew out here working the racetrack for the next 45 minutes, getting everything just right, levels of rubber and glue and all those things on the surface ready to go. And we will be starting dead on time at 1 o'clock with top alcohol. So again, cue up the band, listen to a little rock and roll, get you some French fries, walking tacos, some ice cream, something. Walk around, maybe get you a new shirt from the IHRA trailer or a hoodie for later. We're getting near the end of the year, so you might want to pick you up a hoodie or a hat. Go visit Deke Carnes, Kai Kelly, Frankie Madman Taylor, Scott Palmer, Camry Caruso. There are superstars all over the property. These cars have never been here before, and we are truly blessed to be here today with beautiful weather, a great-looking facility that's been very recently freshened up, updated, with lots more to come in the near future. So from Daryl Cuddle and Darana Hybrid, Darana, Dragway, West Salem, Ohio, part of that IHRA and Darana family. We thank you for coming out. Great time to take a potty break. Get your sunglasses out of the car. Do whatever you need to do. You got 49 minutes. At 1 o'clock on the nose, we will go into opening ceremonies, and at 1:09, Old Glory will be touching down out there with Team Fast Tracks, bringing in that flag as our national anthem will conclude, and we will go into round number 1 at 10 minutes after 1. So that should give you plenty of preparation to stretch those legs, stretch your back, meet somebody new, get an autograph, get a picture, whatever you want to do. You got the whole facility. Check it out. And we'll be back to you here real shortly. Cue the band.
Just outside of Detroit, there's an 8th-mile drag strip known as Darana Dragway. Today, it's the site for a $125,000 to win IHRA Outlaw Pro Mod Nationals. Hi, everybody. I'm Ralph Shaheen alongside my good buddies Ken Stout and Tommy Johnson Jr. Ken, big money on the line for these guys.
Oh, yeah, and it's brought out the hitters. I mean, everybody's here. Nice 32-car field. Everybody had a chance to come out here and qualify, not once, not twice, like typically with an IHRA National event, but they'll get 3 looks at this track. So they'll be able to really dial these cars in. And I would think during that night session, which will follow where Eliminations will be on Saturday night, but that night session, the times will really tumble. I'm looking forward to this.
And Tommy, he mentioned it already, some really big names in this field.
Yeah, we've got all the best of Pro Mod here. We got a unique situation. We had a lot of guys here that weren't here just 2 weeks ago. We ran a race here. The guys that were, they've got a lot of data. They've got a little head start on everybody. They're going to come out swinging. Like you said, we're going to start in the daytime. We're going to go to the nighttime in the qualifying. Race day will be the same format. They're going to go good in the sun. They're going to get even better during the night. It's going to be a great show.
Well, let's get to the action.
as the burnouts begin here. Callie Mills and Robert Davis will do battle.
Callie started racing at the age of 8 in a junior dragster. Moved up to X275, no prep kings, and now pro mod.
Callie ran a 368 first round. Nice solid run where a lot of guys were having trouble, you know, and she seemed to continue to go down the racetrack.
Good look, that American Pride golf cart's backed entry of hers.
But she comes into this round and doesn't have lane choice. 365, Robert Davis.
Yeah, number 7 and number 10 qualifiers. I mean, both cars very fast, both cars very good.
Davis coming out of Pensacola, Florida. There he sits. Callie out of Sand Springs, Oklahoma.
Callie's car straight as a string, doing exactly what it needs to do. She will get the win here. A great ET with a 362. An 046 light had her behind at the starting line. Robert Davis did a great job with an 011 light, but then the car went over towards the center line and finally had to get out of the throttle.
The key to today's racing and getting those round wins seems to be going down the track and going straight down the track without having to pedal. Kaylee's car made a little bit of a move to the left, but she was able to pull it right back. Robert Davis, his car makes a hard move to the left, and he has to shut the thing off.
Burnout's done here. Wes DiStefano will line up in the near lane. Jeff Rudolph in the far lane. Rudolph at 029 light in round number 1. Wes an 026 light.
Tommy, you talk about distractions at the line. Corey Bailey over there with Jeff's car. He's the shooter. And I was asking Jeff about that because Corey's doing all kinds of hand signals and everything. But Jeff is on the radio with the crew chief. And he said, I can't look out the window at Corey because I just start cracking up. He said, so I got to pretend like he's not there and just focus on the driving.
Yeah, I think he's probably become so used to it, he doesn't even notice it anymore. You know, it's just, now if he wasn't there, that's probably what
that would get him more,
that
right?
would get him, yeah. Yeah, these two guys come in really close into the second round, but it's not with great ETs. 4:15, I think a 4:17 was what the first round times were. I mean, they're close, but they weren't outstanding numbers, but they both got them down there and got the win. So I don't see a 4:15 winning this round.
Yeah, no way. Both pedaling those cars, as you talked about, doing a great driving job to get it to the stripe.
The Ghetto Sleigh and the Hurst Olds are ready to go. Oh, man.
Yeah, good side-by-side battle here. And unfortunately for Wes, he's going to be a little bit tardy. Jeff Rudolph's going to get the win, 368 with a 6, and 026 light better at both ends of the track here.
Shooters coming back.
Just like we've seen in the last few weeks, the guys get a couple qualifying runs in there. This time they got 3, but as the weekend goes along, you get more data, more data. We see them go through the eliminations and get quicker and quicker and quicker. They all struggled this first round, all coming back this second round and getting the tune-up figured out. A lot better second round runs.
Callie Mills, 362 in the heat. You're happy with it. Walk me through that pass.
So I got up there. It was hot. It's so hot. We lost lane choice first round because he went faster than us, but I have all the faith in Lee White and this car and this team. So, yeah, did the burnout. Everything was good. Just ran down there. I never asked what the car's going to run. I just let the guys do their thing, and I do my job on the tree, and hopefully we can come out on top. But great pass. This thing is driving. I mean, it's so much fun to drive. I'm just having a great time. This is a dream come true for me, you know. Since I was a little kid, I've just wanted to drive pro mods. So definitely just taking it round by round. I know there's 125 1,000 reasons why we need to continue doing what we're doing. But I have the best team behind me: Redline Oil, Mills Truck and Tractor Service, American Pride Golf Carts, Don Baskin Truck Sales, Goodridge, Stroud Safety for all your safety needs, and Renegade Race Fuels. Nothing's stopping us today.
Y'all just heard it right there. Nothing stopping Callie Mills today.
Tommy, you know what I really like about listening to Callie? She sounds very calm, very mild-mannered today. She's just having a good time. She's in the zone.
Yeah, every time we've seen her, she's calm, cool, and collected.
And that 62 is low ET of the day. Excellent job. As we bring up our next pair, Joel Winsley, as you recall, lined up alongside Disco Dean. And if you look at his numbers, you see the reaction time, 0.93. Keep in mind, he really had no competition over there, so probably laid off a little bit. Put a 373 on the board, though, and that would be a little behind Kenny Q here at a 368. Quartuccio lined up in the far lane. Joel Winsley in the near lane as they inch them forward for the pre-stage pole.
Kenny Q winning the 2025 Drag Illustrated Winter Series.
Screwblower in the far lane, Pro Charger in the near lane. This is going to be all Kenny Q here as he puts one together. 369, and right there with his round one performance of a 368. So nicely done there. He'll move on into round number 3.
We're yet to see a really close race in the first round or second round. We've seen one of the cars having trouble, but one of the teams is getting it figured out. So this is it's going to be interesting to see if both cars can pick it up.
And let's go to the lanes with Sarah Daly.
All right, thanks, guys. Joined now by Ty Rowe. The heat's picking up. Going into this next round, what are your first thoughts here?
Track's hot, but Kaylee Mills just made a really good run, so it shows that the track's still there for us to better our run from last round and just try to take it one round at a time.
What is it like to have your family here and make this a full family affair? Because I love seeing all the kids out here with you and everything. It just has to mean the world.
Yeah, it does. This is actually my daughter's first race, so it was huge. She's 3 weeks old this week, and it's a real joy to have the whole family here.
Well, congratulations on the new addition.
Thank you.
Good luck. Be safe. Kristen?
Thanks, Sarah. We got Jeff Rudolph up here. You said you felt good that pass. The car felt good. What are you liking that's going right now?
I'm liking the car right now. We struggled a little bit on that first round. Thought it shook. It didn't. It was me. I pulled a dumb move and pulled the wheel to the left, and I'll take blame for that one. That's what we do here. We fess up when we make mistakes, and we learn from it. I just positioned my arm different than I normally do, and the car went left. But this round right here, put it right back where it usually goes, and straight down the track it went. And Brandon Strout put a nice little tune in there. Now it's nice A to B, and we're off to round 3.
Well, congratulations on a great run, Jeff Rudolph. We're going down to staging to talk to Sarah. Congratulations.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Kristen. Joined now by Jason Harris. Thoughts heading into this next round real quick?
Just try to do the best we can, just try to be on the tree and make a good run. The track's getting kind of tricky, but I've seen some good runs. But right now, we just try to do the best we can, and party time, move it on. Kai's a tough competitor, so it should be a good drag race.
All right, as always, I appreciate your time. Thank you, sir.
Stay with us. We'll be right back to Darana Dragway. Welcome back to Darana Dragway. Let's get back to the racing action.
Race day, man. Make it happen. Taking a look at Bubba Green. Bubba Green will line up alongside the number 1 qualifier and Randy Weatherford. Bubba last time out struggled. Got away with one. Randy, of course, he had the bye run as Goolsby was not able to make the call. He put a 366 on the board. Weatherford trying to keep this streak alive. We'll see if he can do so.
Can you take a good look at those headers coming out on Bubba's car that Scotty Cannon designed? And you and I had the exact same thought at first when we saw him. Hey, are you getting any performance out of it? And if you're not, that's still okay, because you got everybody talking about it, which has got them focused on that and maybe not what you're doing somewhere else on the car.
Great diversion tactic, right? Like take the rags and put her over the intake manifold, and all the games are being played somewhere else.
Yeah.
But everybody wants to know what's underneath the rag. You
Right.
know?
You would never do anything like that, would you, Tommy? Play games like that? No.
You hide stuff, that's for sure.
Can't give it all away.
Yeah.
No.
Weatherford, he's telling them right how it is, what he's doing.
Yeah.
It's a hearts charger on there, boys. That's what I'm doing. That's why I'm running good. Hearts charger.
Randy, of course, lined up in the far lane. And Bubba Green, as we talked about before, working along with Scotty Cannon, the brother of Scotty Cannon. That car heavily dictated by Scotty Cannon, working with the Montana brothers, race car builders. Basically went to them because they would work with Scotty. And a lot of chassis builders won't do that.
And he says it runs more like a funny car.
Yeah, he said, and that's exactly what, talking to the Montana brothers, that's exactly right. The front end of this thing has a little more flex to it than some of the other cars.
See if it works here.
You can see the difference there at the starting line, and that car is going to take the win. A 004 light at the hit of the throttle is a nice advantage over an 055 light. Puts a 366 on the board to follow that up and takes the win. Goes into round number 3. The number 1 qualifier still alive.
Randy Weatherford, he's ready to win this race. You can tell. Killer light. Car's been running great. It was running great last weekend. It's running great this weekend. You want to talk about somebody with confidence in their car? That's that guy right there. He's going in as a favorite.
Me and Ken Q are up here bonding over how hot it is. You're from Connecticut, not used to the heat, but you just put down a pretty decent run, 368. As the track cools down, what do you think that car has in it?
Oh, that car can go 57. I mean, in the Florida season, we were 50 car all the time. So I think now that we kind of got a handle on it, but we got to be careful. I think you're going to see some fast stuff tonight. I'll tell you that. But I'm not doing any more interviews. I'm going to tell you that straight up. Whoever owns IHRA, I need some kind of tent here because this poor girl is burning and I'm not feeling the love. So that's what I request.
Can I second that, please? Thank you. Ken Q.
I know he was giving some love to CTR race cars as well. So, yeah, they have that car performing very, very well. As we watch that beautiful 57 back up, driven by Randy Adler. One of our upsets there in round number 1.
He's the upset king. 2 weeks ago, taking out the number 1 qualifier, coming in here today, and another upset. So, yeah, this guy's the one you got to watch. He's the one that sneaks up on you. But he's got a... it'll be another upset if he can win this round. It will definitely be another upset.
Yeah, Randy Adler qualifying number 21 will line up alongside the number 5 qualifier. And Robin Roberts, of course, Robin Roberts, absolutely brutal out here. Very, very fast car.
Adler's got 2 Super Chevy Nitro Coupe championships, 2 fastest street car titles, and a CarCraft All-Star team.
Last time out for Robin Roberts, a 372 and an 030 light.
I was actually kind of surprised by that. I thought he would run in the 60s, so I'm sure they went back and had to look at the data and say, okay, why didn't this? I'm sure they were going up there to go to 60 because a lot of cars were, and 72 is. He's like, oh, okay, we got to figure this out.
Yeah, especially if we saw a handful of cars in the 60s right off the bat there in the beginning of round number 1. But then everybody kind of struggled with that track, so maybe they pulled it back just a little bit.
True. We're about to find out.
Yes, we are. We know it's in there. Well, if you're sitting here looking at the back of the cars, you'd think Roberts was just dead late, but he was not. An 011 light is right on the money. However, Randy Adler was going after him and was early by 10th.
I think they got the tune-up figured out. 363.
Yeah. Second quick here in this round, and right at the top for the day. I mean, it's a beautiful hit. Another look here. Look at that thing just lift the front tire right up out of the beam. Beautiful job.
How smooth that car is.
That'll bring up Kai Kelly, and Kai Kelly definitely picking up the pace there a little bit earlier. Struggled in qualifying. Trying to find the performance inside of this car. He'll need it here against a very tough Jason Harris.
Yeah, Kai did a good job of driving that car last round. Had to pedal it, get it down there. Still run a 380, but Jason Harris 366 coming out of the first round with lane choice. Putting Kai over there and telling him where he's going.
Yeah, number 2 qualifier, and I think he said he's been here the last 3 weekends.
Yeah, he told me. He said, man, I didn't know I was going to be on the road this much.
Party time car in the far lane. Well, I'll tell you what, man, Kai Kelly right there beside him all the way through. An 0.34 light to an 0.21 for Jason Harris, and Harris puts a 367 on the board. That'll be good enough to take the win and go into round 3.
Yeah, early in the round we talked about how one car had the track figured out and we were getting one car down and one having trouble, but now as we go on we're starting to see side-by-side races, and that was a great side-by-side race. Jason Harris, just a consistent race car. 66 first round, 67 this round, just doing what it takes to get each round win.
Yeah, Kai Kelly finding some performance there, just didn't have quite enough in this particular round.
Robin Roberts, you just ran a 363, and from the looks of it, you think that car has a little more into it, huh?
Yeah, we're just beginning to get that chassis right and getting it to run right. We have a great team, man. They're my buddies from high school, and we've been racing on the streets for 20 years, or 20-some years. Yeah, we figure things out. That's what we do. Is what we have always been good at. Sorry, I'm just ready to go, man.
Hey, you're excited. You're ready to take home that $125,000 later. And if I remember correctly, he might be one that's going to celebrate if he wins later.
You absolutely, we will celebrate. We'll spend all that celebrating. We won't even keep it. We'll just burn it.
Craig Sullivan coming up here next. Sully had an exciting pass in the previous round, round number 1. Big 49 Merc all the way over by the center line, if I recall. He had to drive the wheels off of that one to get around Jacob McNeil, and was able to do so. McNeil having some issues all said and done, but now has a really tough matchup once again with Ty Tutterow.
Yeah, Tutterow not having any issues first round.
No.
Went out there and won one of the cars, running 360s. He had an issue early in qualifying, but he's been flawless since.
Yeah, put a 364 on the board, 0.42 light. Sully was an 0.26 light. Might make up some here. He did not make up anything, and Sully was 0.12, and he was second to leave. Ty Tutterow, 0.0005 to the good, and then runs a 365 on top of that to take the win.
We talked all day about the bracket racing guys coming out here putting together great packages. How about a 0005, 5 10,000ths on the tree, and a 65 with an O.
You're 0-12 and you're second.
Yeah. I mean, Craig didn't do anything wrong. Ran 373 with a 12 light. Okay, we're good. No, not with Ty Tutterow doing that to you. Wow.
Exciting.
As we go later rounds and the runs get better and better, that 125,000 dangling out there, these guys are stepping their games up.
Jimmy Taylor and Kurt Stedding coming up here next. And quite possibly the biggest upset of round 1 was Jimmy Taylor here with the turbo car. So much fun to watch him stage this thing, of course. It's just an absolute animal. But the Madman alongside had some issues, was not able to get to the finish line under power. Certainly the favorite of the 2 cars. But on race day, it doesn't matter what it looks like on paper. You got to come out here and make it happen. And Jimmy Taylor was able to do so. Now he'll line up alongside Kurt Stedding.
Yeah, we thought he was the underdog against Frankie Taylor. Well, Stedding won the last race here 2 weeks ago. You're still the underdog.
Stedding qualifying number 9 with a 365.
Tommy, you talked a little bit about how that turbo can be a distraction for the guy in the other lane.
Yeah, this is the only turbo car we have in the field, and the stage of the car is a lot different than the blown cars, and he has to put the trans brake on, bump, build the boost up in the thing, and then bump it in, and it's not an easy thing to do. You can see him jump and lurch when they're trying to stage it, but the other car's got to judge. You can go in there rolling. Now the turbo car, you can see already, he bumped right in, rushing the turbo car.
Man, I'll tell you, Jimmy Taylor driving the wheels off of that thing. He's going to come up a little bit short, but man, was he driving that car. It's incredible, too, by the way, how fast it is. He went 217 earlier this weekend, goes 213 here. Unfortunately, will not get the win. 0.25 at the starting line, 0.24 for Stedding. So both cars really good up there, but Stedding puts a 368 on the board, gets the win.
Yeah, this thing, if you didn't bring a 360 to this round, you were probably going to go home, and we saw it again right here. That turbo car making a hard left, but did a great job pulling it back. Look at it pick the front end up. Just great job by Stedding team.
Exciting car to watch.
Hi, Totoro. You had that reaction time dialed in. It's very crucial in this sport. What do you do to master it?
Repetition. It's all repetition, whether it's with a practice tree or just making laps in a race car. I competitively drive this car and for Justin Smith and his family, and then I also do test driving for KH Altani of Qatar. I get to pilot some of his hot rods every once in a while when drivers can't make it for test sessions and stuff. So just practicing and repetition and just getting up against somebody good like Craig. He's an awesome racer, and he's always on the tree, so you just got to be ready to be there when he's there.
Well, you were ready. Congratulations, Ty, on a great run.
Stay right here. IHRA competition coming right back from Darana Dragway. Back here in Milan, Michigan at the Darana Dragway, and we're ready to get back to the next round of competition.
Jeff Rudolph is joining me here in the pits. And Jeff, I want you to tell us a little bit about the Ghetto Sleigh and how it got its name.
The Ghetto Sleigh got its name probably about 2 years ago. It used to be Rudolph's Sleigh. My last name's Rudolph, so it's always been Rudolph's Sleigh. We banged it up pretty good in Florida one time, and somebody comes over to the car and they're like, man, this thing looks ghetto. And I'm like, I think we're onto something here. I think we're going to start calling it the Ghetto Sleigh. So it kind of stuck, and we've been with it for a while now. So.
And what would it mean to you to win the $125,000?
It would mean a lot. The most we've won so far is about 20 grand, and that was at the Keith Haney duck race about a month ago, the SmackDown. But I told these guys, we win this $125,000. There's a casino on the way home, and we're going to do some damage.
All right, guys. Well, Jeff, the Sheriff Rudolph, is looking forward to taking home that cash, and this is Beyond the Track with Kayla Zadell.
There's some RPMs for you. See, lights up the back tires with a screw blower car, and Pro Charger car on the other side with flat hood, or all but flat hood, I should say.
Did you call